Good morning. Namaste. It seems a Sufi character, Mullah Nasruddin, was driving his car and his friend observed whenever there was a honking of a lorry, Mullah is to shiver. Mullah was driving a honking of any other vehicle, Mullah is to not shiver. Only the honking of a lorry. At the end of his journey, it seems his friend asked Mullah, why is that only the honking of a lorry you shiver and not the honking of any other vehicle? To which Mullah says, I'm saying something very confidential, please keep it to yourself. Don't tell anybody else. Every time there's a honking of a lorry and only the lorry honking, I'm scared because my wife ran away with a lorry driver. And every time there's a honking of a lorry, I'm scared where the lorry driver will return the wife back to me. Friends, we operate out of fear. There's a beautiful story in Sufism which says most of us operate out of fear. And the Veda beautifully says, Bishasmat vataf pavate bisho deti suryaha. If you closely observe, the Veda says we operate out of fear. Fear seems to be the background in which our life is operating. And for personal effectiveness, which is the topic given to me to talk, it is not possible for you to outrageously, dexterously go forward when you are crippled by the energy of fear. In order to be personally effective, operating out of fear is not going to help. Operating out of commitment is really going to help. It is that sankalpa, that commitment that we have to learn to operate out of. And therefore, every time the honking of a lorry, Mullah shivers because he's operating out of fear. Now, can we learn the art of how to operate from commitment and not out of fear? I have seen in management forums like these, in business forums, and also religious forums, I find even in the religious forums, people operate out of fear. They always say, be God-fearing. Now, God is something not to be feared. Right? Instead of God-loving, we say God-fearing. Right? And therefore, even God has become an object of fear, but we have to be more God-loving rather than fearing. And therefore, friends, in order to be personally effective, apart from commitment, you should know how to operate out of love. Right? Your prayer also towards the Lord should be out of love there. If you don't bring the energy of love, you find our prayers are also going to become manipulative. That's why a lot of people pray, and the prayer is all more manipulation. Another wonderful story in the Sufi literature, I think it's Sufi literature or some literature, mystical literature, right? Again, this character called Mullah Nasruddin builds a beautiful palace out of all of his earning. He's not a king, but he builds a wonderful palace. And having built a palace, he wanted to see how the palace is. So therefore, he has to cross the river and go the other side. So, and the boat he was sitting, and the boatman was rowing to go. And in the midway, suddenly there was a storm. When there was a storm, the boat was about to be sunk. Right? Mullah is not a religious prayer man at all, but he kneels down and prays to the Lord. Oh Lord, please save me from this storm. Because all my life saving I have put to build this palace. Right? No, I can't even have darshan. I can't even see this palace. Please save me, O Lord. And if you save me to just look at the palace, I promise you. He was a businessman, no? Once a businessman, always a businessman. There also he negotiates with the Lord now. All right? And he says, oh Lord, if you save me, I can look at the palace. If you only save me, what I will do, I will sell the palace, and the proceeds of the palace, I will give it to the poor. I will sell the palace, and the proceeds of the palace I'll give to the poor. And in return, what should you do? Let me have the darshan of the palace I have built. So please save me from the storm. And as he was praying it, suddenly the storm subsided. When the storm subsided, the boat which was about to be sunk suddenly became safe. And Mullah immediately said, my God, I completed the prayer so quickly, like an email, it has gone to the Lord now. I think I was too fast in making a deal with the Lord. Mentally, he said, I was too fast in making a deal with the Lord there, right? And as the soliloquy was going on in him, again the storm took over. And again the boat was about to threaten. Then Mullah realized, my God, God is listening to what is happening inside. Again he kneels down and prays to the Lord. Oh Lord, I was only joking. Why can't you take the joke a little lightly? I promise you, I will sell this palace, and the proceeds of the palace I'll give to the poor. When the moment he said this, again the storm subsided. The storm subsided, right? And therefore Mullah now said, I better honor my word now. I have to honor the word. He came to the other side of the shore, saw the wonderful palace. Out of his all money he has done, he has to do a greh pravesham towards it. Having done this, and once a businessman, I told you, always a businessman, he employs strategy now. And the strategy he does is, he takes a cat, ties the cat to the pillar of the wall of the palace. To the pillar of the palace, he ties the cat, goes around, makes announcement, because he has to sell the palace and give to the poor. So he takes the cat, ties it, goes around and makes an announcement and said, whoever buys the palace, it is only 1 rupee. Now people were shocked. But if you buy the palace, you must buy the cat. And the cat is 40 lakhs. Now people were zapped, because the palace was about 40 lakhs at that time, and the cat was only 1 rupee. And here is Mullah Nasruddin going saying, the palace is 1 rupee, the cat is 40 lakhs. Whoever buys the palace must buy the cat. Now, those days, all income tax and all those things were not there. He said, what is a big thing there? So one person came and said, 40 lakhs to the cat and 1 rupee to the palace. Mullah takes this, rushes to the mosque, bows down and says, oh Lord, I am a gentleman. I honor my word. I said the proceeds of the palace, I will give it to the poor. The palace cost now how much? 1 rupee. The cat is my cat. And he takes 40 lakhs and goes away. You know, please, I want you for personal effectiveness to understand this. We are so manipulative, we ourselves do not know we are manipulative. I want you to be pause for a moment. We are so manipulative, we ourselves do not know we are manipulative. You can never be personally effective, as good governance would demand it, if you are so manipulative. And if you operate out of fear, please see, even you manipulate with God. If you can do that, why can't you do with your customers? Why can't you do with your other people, to your wife, to your children? And therefore, friends, the first important quality, understand, you can operate out of fear, you can operate out of love. The greatest shift for me is, be it in the corporate world, in the religious forum, in whatever it is, don't be fear dominated. Right? Learn to be love oriented. In whatever you are doing, right now I'm giving a talk, I do it out of love. Love to contribute to people's life. Love to share a certain understanding. Love to make a difference to people. You're selling your insurance policy. Love that I'm going to add value to people's lives. Love they're going to add planning structures to people's life. When you do out of love there, reward is secondary, but the power of love is indeed God. The power of love is indeed God. But instead of having the power of love, we have love for power. Most of people operate love for power. Love for power is ego. Ego is E-G-O, means edging God out. Right? If you operate from ego, you are edging God out. When you edge God out, you will edge goodness out of your life. And if you edge goodness out of your life, all business is scrap and useless. And therefore, friends, instead of fear-oriented, can I learn how to be love-oriented? Now, once when you are love-oriented, You will have your profits, you will have your business, etc. Once you are love oriented, another distinction for your personal effectiveness is, are you doing what you do out of love? Do what you do and love what you do. Please understand this distinction. Right? Do what you do out of love. Do what you do out of love. One, love what you do. Both you should do. So you should do what you love. Do what you love. I come from a business family, a very well-to-do business family in Bangalore I come from. But then please see, I chose to be a monk. I chose to be a motivation speaker. I chose to do this there, right? Because I'm doing what I love. Right? Business is not what I love for me. So I should have the courage, the guts to do what I love. Now, when I start doing what I love, which is teaching, contributing to people's life, when I start doing what you love, there's a level of fulfillment. Now, when you do what you love, you will have your own problems. Then I love what I do. I do what I love, then I love what I do. Right? Do what I love is teaching people, contributing. While I'm teaching people, I may have problems. I may have difficulties. Then I should learn to love what I do. So do what you love and love what you do. If you can bring this dimension of doing what you love and loving what you do, there is a certain amount of fulfillment which happens in your life. And in that fulfillment, your personal effectiveness will go to another level. Because an effective person is one who should be successful and who also should be satisfied. Please let us define an effective person. Right? Effective person should be successful. She also should be satisfied. There are a lot of people who are very successful, but they are not satisfied. Dale Carnegie was the most successful person who sold his books next to the Bible. At the end of his life, it is said he committed suicide. Elvis Presley was the most successful person in the field of music. Even now people go and practically offer their fares. He was a legend, Elvis Presley. Miserable life. I can go on and on. You can be successful, friends, because all of you are kind of in the field of business. Understand, you'll all be working on success. Very good. Work on success. But please understand, success is not equal to satisfaction. So therefore, as you are working, a personal effective person in the Indian culture, it is called Dehli Deepa Nyaya. Dehli Deepa Nyaya in Sanskrit means, Deepa is a lamp. A lamp is placed in the front of the house. It lights outside the house, it lights inside the house. Dehli means threshold, Deepa means lamp. It lights outside the house, inside the house. So too, our lamp of intelligence, our lamp of commitment should light outside, means success. This is called outer winner. Outer winner is success. Outer winner is not enough. You should be an inner winner. The lamp also lights inside the house. Inside the house is inner winner. Inner winner is satisfaction. So therefore, an effective person in Sanskrit means one who is an outer winner, which is success, inner winner, which is satisfaction. If you get these two, he is a personally effective person. Let's so that I have defined the topic, what I'm talking, and who is an outer winner and also inner winner. Now, success, because the modern trap in which people, executives are getting caught up is all reach a target, you reach a target, you're successful. One aspect you have been successful, what are you satisfied? Is another question. So therefore, in other words, let us define now what is success. Success is getting what you like. Please pause. Success is getting what you like. Satisfaction is liking what you get. Understand, success is getting what you like. Satisfaction is liking what you get. Now, each one has to define what is successful. For me, if I say, if I get 2 crores a year, I'll say I'm successful. For Bill Gates, for Mukesh Ambani, it is peanuts. So it is my freedom to define what I want. It is Mukesh Ambani's freedom to define what he wants. All right, is Bill Gates to define. You and I have the freedom, the soul is free to define what we want, because success is getting what you like. So therefore, all of us define what is that I like in my life. If I can achieve that, it is success. Not what your neighbor tells you whether you're successful or not. Not somebody else. You have to arrive. All right, that is success. Satisfaction is what? Satisfaction is liking what you get. I have to like what I get. I love martial art. I'm a student of martial art, but I injure myself also. But I'm liking it. As I do my roles in martial art, there's a lot of joy. As a student, if you may injure, but if I injure, I should like what I get. I should get what I like what you get. I was talking to the super cop of Bombay and Thana, Mr. Shivanand, and he invites me, he attends to my lectures, etc. Please see, he invites me, attends to my lecture. He's one of the super cops in India. He's titled as super cop, who really wiped out, as it were, the underworld in Bombay extraction. He always attends to my talks. I was asking him, your life is always threatened. And he tells me one of his secrets of success as a super cop, he says, Swamiji, I enjoy what I am doing. No, enjoy what you're doing. All right? There may be threats, there may be this, but I enjoy. I am doing good to society. I enjoy. And therefore, he says, I don't go through stress. Even though there are difficulties, I enjoy what I'm doing. That means what? I'm liking what I get. And I do the best what I can do, Swamiji. See, I'm trying to give this example. Even in a police person can say, I like what I get and I do my best what I can do. And therefore, friends, for you first to define, personal effectiveness is an amalgamation of success and satisfaction. Only success need not be satisfied. Only satisfaction is okay to be a monk like me, but you need to have success, both of you. Now, while topping on both these topics, I will say, the first thing, let me work on satisfaction. Because ultimately, how many of you are married? Please raise your hand. Why did you get married? To be happy only, no? Yes or no? Why I am not married? To be happy. Ultimately, each one gets married, does not get married, has one wife or many wives, ultimately to be happy only. So therefore, please get this, you have to be happy. So therefore, let me touch on happiness and satisfaction. The first important dimension of satisfaction, the great saint of India called Mahavira says, you should have viveka. Can all of you repeat the word viveka? Vivekana, what is viveka means? Discrimination. What is discrimination? Mahavira says, what is essential, what is unessential, you should know. Mahavira says viveka means discrimination, means what is essential, what is unessential. Most of us, Mahavira says, we don't know what is essential and unessential. And most of the time our life is spent on the unessential. And when your life is spent on the unessential, you don't. Please digest this example. In one of my bestseller books, I've given this example. A 95 years old man was converting water into petrol. And 95 years back, in one of my bestseller books I've given, 95 years man was converting water into petrol. 5 elements are required. 4 he has discovered. The 5th element is missing. He is 95, his age is against him. A great contribution of converting water into petrol. All right, he was doing this, he was thinking, somebody came and advised, age is against you. 5 elements are required, 4 you have discovered, 5th is not there. So I'm telling you, go to the Himalayas. In the Himalayas, there is a person in one cave. You chant this mantra, that person will come out. You have to ask only one question, not more than that. One question. That being is an all-knowing being, Sarvagnya, and that person will tell you what the missing factor is, but only one question. 95 years old man treks to the Himalayas. He wants to contribute to the world. He treks to the Himalayas, goes around there, then sees a cave. The aura of the cave is very beautiful. He knew God must be, some divine being must be residing. Goes, utters the Mrityunjaya mantra. A person comes out, and to his shock, with so much of difficulty has gone. To his shock, he thought there's going to be a 70 or 80 years old person coming, old monk coming. He finds a 19 years old girl, blue-eyed, blonde, gorgeous, as though she's going for a pageant or Miss World. She comes out of the cave. This 95 years old man gets shocked. Such a beautiful girl laying in the Himalayas, and this is the thing. And then this girl says, now ask me only one question. And this 95 years old man asks him, are you married? No, she said no and get inside. After going so far, he asked, are you married? What difference does it make if you're married or not? He has wasted his question after the effort he has put. Many of us waste our life. Being born as a human is such a wonderful thing. We waste our life. Waste our life in gossips, in so many things. So Mahavira beautifully says, understand Viveka is what is essential and unessential. Most of us